Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 28 of the Dragon Radar podcast. We are your hosts, Heeroh and Ajoten. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well. Once again, back for a Dragon Ball discussion. How's yourself?
I'm also doing good. The heat wave in England right now is killing me, but I'm sure we can get through this. So let's get started with Roshi's rant.
Let's go.
This is Roshi's Rant.
So this is Roshi's Rant, the first segment of the podcast where we deep dive into a particular topic regarding Dragon Ball. And this week, we are rewriting Dragon Ball Z from start to end. Not fully.
Terrible.
Yeah, not fully, of course. We're not changing the story completely. There's no more sayings, that type of thing. But we're going to go through the story from start to finish and just say bits that we would change here and there. So this is like a reimagining, I guess. You know?
As amazing as it made our childhood, we're going to see if we can somehow improve it.
Yeah, because everyone has the little gripes that they don't like about certain things here and there. So I thought it could be a little fun thing just to, change it and see how much the story would change with our ideas and stuff like that. So let's do that. Let's start at the start. We're going to go through all of the arcs from start to finish of Z and just say the bits that we would change. So everything in OG Dragon Ball still stands. That all happened. So Goku is still a monkey boy up until the very start of Z. Piccolo's still around. All the gang's still around. And now we begin. So I'm not going episode by episode, but the very, very first thing I would change before the story even begins, before anything happens in Z, I want to make it clear, Launch is still around, okay? She's not forgotten about, she's part of the group, she never left the group, she is here, all the way through, alright? We're not getting rid of her. I don't care what she does. I don't care if she's gone for a little while and comes back. I don't care if she's not involved in any of the main plot arcs or anything. She is still part of the group. Just like Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's not really around for anything important, but she's there. Launch is there as well. All right. Laying that foundation down.
Yeah. I think a very important thing for me is I think the main point of Z should stay the same, which is the Raditz section should not change at all.
Oh, well.
I think that was done so well. The introduction, the transition from little monkey boy into becoming a spacefaring Goku, I think was done very well. I don't think it should change.
I want to interrupt slightly.
I know what you're going to change. You're going to make it into Vegeta being his brother.
No. I'm not actually. Well, I want to question you slightly. So you don't want to change any of the story, or you don't want to change the main plot point of Raditz introducing Saiyans as a concept?
Just that part, those first couple of episodes, I'm happy with. Okay. Just that one point.
Right. Well, all right. Let's get into it. So, of course, I'll go through the main plot points as I said. So, Dragon Ball Z starts with Raditz coming to Earth, introducing the concept of Saiyans, kidnapping Gohan, and then going on to fight Piccolo and Goku before ultimately dying, as does Goku early on. So, that is the beginning of Z. And I already want to change one thing here. So, when Raditz kidnaps Gohan, I'm fine with the Saiyan stuff, that's all fine. After Raditz kidnaps Gohan and challenges Piccolo and Goku to a fight and blah blah blah, the only thing I don't want to change here is Raditz doesn't die, okay? Raditz stays alive during this fight. Goku can still die somewhere or another. Maybe Raditz just kills him off outright, or Piccolo kills him by accident. Maybe Raditz jumps out of the way of the full Nelson and Goku gets hit and that's how he dies. Piccolo still gets a kill, whatever. But either way, Raditz stays alive. The only change I'm making here is he retreats slightly. We still find out about Vegeta, not Nappa though. This is the big point. I'm scrapping Nappa completely.
How dare!
Yeah. So we still find out there is another powerful Saiyan coming to Earth, because Raditz calls Vegeta on the Scouter, as is, and we find out Vegeta's coming to Earth. Slight tweak though, I wouldn't make it a year because that's way too long. I'll make it maybe just a couple of weeks, just so that the power level rise isn't so massive. Because it's a bit ridiculous if you think about it. Goku dies to Raditz, kind of. Well, Goku and Piccolo are struggling against Raditz, and then Yamcha is beating up Cyberman, which are the same level. No, let's scrap that. The power level rise is too high there. So we'll make it just a few weeks it takes for Vegeta to come down by himself. And then I want Raditz to take Nappa's role completely. Because Raditz is such a unique and interesting character. He is the brother of Goku. I think that should have been explored a lot more than just the 6 episodes he was in. So yes, Nappa is a cool character, but just give that role to Raditz. Just let him be a better character. Yeah.
You've really gotten the Raditz train recently, haven't you?
Yeah, but it's true though. I think people really like Raditz. He's the first villain introduced in Dragon Ball Z. He's around for 6 episodes. He is the brother of the main character of the show. And he dies and is never talked about again. He deserved a bit extra. And even if this bit extra is just him being around slightly longer, taking over the Nappa role, I wouldn't bring in Cyberman at all. Just keep them away. Don't have them as a concept either. Because it shows just how weak Raditz was, and the power creep again, it was way too high, making Yamcha, Krillin, and Tien a lot stronger in the course of a year, which I think was too much. So just have Raditz still around. He's the one beating up Chaozu, Tien, Yamcha, that type of thing. He maybe kills Yamcha. Maybe he doesn't survive a self-destruct from Chaozu, but he just kills Chaozu in a different way. Tien still chops off his arm, that type of thing. But yeah, that is the first major thing I would change. It's just Raditz being around longer. The ending can still happen, Vegeta betrays him, kills him, that type of thing. Just, give Raditz a bit of a bigger role.
Okay, well, mine is not that. Raditz is fine. Mine doesn't change until Nappa and Vegeta actually appear. You'll be glad of my first change. Because my first change is Yamcha doesn't die.
Oh.
To the Cyberman. I am removing the meme.
Yeah, good. Good. Put some respect on the name of Yamcha.
I am changing one of the moments of Dragon Ball Z. Because basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slightly weaker Nappa and slightly stronger Z fighters. And basically, they're going to last until Goku arrives. And basically, all the Z fighters are going to continue fighting Nappa whilst Goku and Vegeta are fighting each other.
Interesting. Okay.
So you've got a more fleshed out fight going on.
Okay.
Because we saw the sort of thing, for instance, we saw this in Superhero, and I found it really interesting because you had both Gammas fighting Piccolo as well as Gohan. You had 2 fights going on at the same time, and I found it quite interesting. Now, I know that wasn't really the choreography of Z, and it wasn't really what you got as much in Z. It was pretty much one-on-ones all the time. I know it really didn't fit the style, but I think for a one-time thing, it could have been quite interesting.
I'll be fine with that, yeah.
I mean, it was literally constant death matches pretty much all the time. It was pretty much the meme of Z that everything decided via one-on-one death matches every single time. So I think for this one time, it would have been fine.
It doesn't make sense really though. Everyone just stood and watched while one-on-one fights happen. Just group up. You would have a much better chance.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much at one point they did attempt to tag Team Nappa anyway. So for Goku and Vegeta to be fighting separately at another point, I mean, you could have the fights clashing into each other at one point. and then kind of cross-fighting, things like that. It could have been quite interesting. I thought it would be quite cool. And that's how people could go out. Vegeta could get really annoyed. It's how he could even take out Nappa. Like, he literally, like, Nappa could bump into him while he's, like, literally fighting Goku, and he could get really annoyed because Goku's got him on the back foot, and he could literally just blast him. As that could be how Piccolo has to defend Gohan, because Gohan and Nappa could be, like, in his way. He could chuck out a huge blast that ends up taking out Nappa and is going to also take out Gohan, and Piccolo jumps in the way to save Gohan as well. So you still get the Piccolo sacrifice. So you still get all these moments and everything like that, but you would get them all in a more interesting way. But obviously it might not have as much of an emotional impact. But I just think it would be quite interesting to do, to just mix it up a little bit. I mean, obviously you wouldn't have had it the way we had it, but if you got to keep the memories of how we've previously had it and get it in a second way, it would be interesting to see, I think.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting as well. I'm not against that at all. So I guess moving forward from there, the fight still ends relatively the same, with Vegeta taking the big L and retreating back to Namek. Everyone being dead. Yes, still in your case as well.
Oh yeah.
And then to move forward, Krillin, Bulma, and Gohan go off to Namek to retrieve the Namek Dragon Ball, since Piccolo's dead and there's no Earth Dragon Balls. So for me, this is still the same. Nothing changes here. Those three still go off to Namek all the same. And it's this point, the Frieza saga, like you said with the Raditz stuff, nothing changes. The Frieza saga for me is the one where I thought, this is peak Dragon Ball. I don't want any of this to change.
Yeah, mine was very little changing for the most part. I was quite happy. The only thing I thought about, to be honest, was the potential unlocking. Because of it didn't really mean anything when they had the potential unlocked. Nothing really happened. Whereas recently we've seen someone get their potential unlocked, and we saw it happen to Gohan later. Properly in Z, we saw it happen, and it means something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, today, like,
not really.
Yeah.
Especially for Krillin, though, on Namek, nothing happens to Krillin.
Yeah. During Frieza, it meant absolutely nothing. Slightly later on, it made Gohan when he was like a teen. It made him stronger, but still didn't really mean that much. However, when you saw what happened to Piccolo later in Superhero, it really meant something. So to see it maybe happen in the Frieza saga and actually give a genuine power boost would have been quite interesting. Maybe to see a Z fight actually grow stronger, because by this point Krillin's not really anything already. He's already fallen behind. By this point in the show, he's pretty much done, like, already.
Yeah, it's true, which is a shame. He was a main character in OG Dragon Ball, and within one arc, he's been relegated to fodder.
Yeah, I mean, Gohan didn't get a power boost really either.
No.
He pretty much becomes irrelevant in this arc for the most part. He doesn't do anything until he then turns Super Saiyan, so he's pretty redundant with his bowl cut. I don't really understand what they did with that potential unlock. It was literally just it was filler.
Yeah, it was.
Do anything. So for that to have actually done something would have been nice.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of, with hindsight, with us having actually seen potential unlocking mean something now, it makes me look back and think that should have probably meant something.
Yeah.
Especially since we've discussed it recently, and what it would have meant.
Yeah, there's two minor things I wanted to change in the Frieza arc, which doesn't change the story at all, really. One of them was Frieza skipping the third form transformation. It's just not needed. The Xenomorph form is around for like half an episode, and that's it. just skip it. Just keep him in second form for slightly longer. It makes no difference. The third form was a joke. It does nothing. Just get rid of it. It's a joke how many times all main villains transform, so just get rid of one of Frieza's. It's not needed. And the second point was, again, kill the meme. Don't make Frieza say he's going to blow up the planet in 5 minutes, and then it lasts like 20 hours. You know? Yeah. Just don't say it. Just, say the planet is going to blow up soon, and that's it. That's all you need to say. There's no time limit around. It makes sense. Just whatever.
I would have maybe liked to see more Nail as well.
Yeah, Nail was an interesting character. I like Nail. He was similar to Piccolo in the fierce, like, take no prisoners, I'm going to fight you, not back down. But also he was different enough to be unique.
Like if he'd stood up to Frieza more, it would have been like surprising to say like he's literally the savior of Namek. Maybe he was the one that pushed Frieza in base form, which would have been interesting. But then maybe like Frieza then puts him down like properly, because Frieza basically just absolutely rinsed him.
That's a good point, to be honest, because in all of Namek, Nail was known to be the strongest fighter. Piccolo hasn't grown up on Namek at all, and he just comes in after being on Earth by himself in a desert for most of his life and just like, yep, I'm stronger than this entire planet. What? Nail should have been at least on level with Piccolo, I think, and he just wasn't.
Yeah. So I think that would have been nice to see. And plus, Nail was really cool, to be fair. So that would have been nice to see. But I mean, for the most part, the Frieza saga was pretty much peak Dragon Ball.
It was peak Dragon Ball, definitely. It is my favorite saga of all. It's the one I remember the most. It's the one as a kid, it seemed like always was playing on Cartoon Network. There was just an episode of the Frieza saga on at all times.
Yes, that is very true.
But yeah. Anyway, after the Frieza fight and everything, that saga ends and we go back to Earth. Everyone's back on Earth. Everyone's happy again. And here comes Trunks. So, this is a point I would change right here. I'm saying Frieza just isn't around here. He doesn't come back. There is no Mecha Frieza. He died an honorable death on Namek. He's not around just to be sliced up by Trunks in 2 seconds. No. I don't want that to be the legacy of Frieza.
I didn't understand. No, I didn't understand. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Don't get rid of that.
Yeah. It's fine to have King Cold.
It should be... I'm not... I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't thought as far as ahead as what the plot device should be for them to believe that he's from the future. But like, even if it's just he comes and he just flexes with Super Saiyan, and that's enough for them to believe. But chopping up a robot Frieza is not the way to go.
I still think they can do everything just without Frieza. Still have King Cold come down with the Frieza Force and say, I'm here for revenge for you killing my son on Namek.
Even cooler? Like,
maybe. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to see Cooler introduced just to die in half an episode. But King Cold.
King Cold's exactly the same principle.
Kind of, I guess. But Cooler is a movie villain. I guess if he wasn't a movie villain, we could have him around. But it's whatever.
You could literally, like, if he's non-canon, they could have literally canonized him just for that purpose.
Yeah, potentially.
Just get rid of him.
Yeah. But I would still have maybe just King Cold on his own come down, Trunks slices him up instead.
Yeah.
Just, no Frieza. That's all that's needed. Don't ruin Frieza, the best villain in Dragon Ball, by having him appear and then die without even saying anything. Like, come on. He could have just died on Namek. That would have been a fitting end. So, yeah, that's the first change there.
No, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. The second change is make it extremely obvious why Yamcha and Bulma aren't together. Don't say it's Yamcha's fault. Don't make him a joke. Don't make Yamcha to be the bad guy by saying he cheated or anything like that. Just say they're amicably split. They realize, we're maybe not so compatible as we thought. And that's it. They still remain friends. Don't have it like, I wonder why, and don't have it Vegeta just come in and Mr. Steal Your Girl. Yeah, just
really don't like that they did Yamcha dirty.
Well, yeah, because they didn't need to. You know, they could have easily summed that up in one thing, saying, we tried, didn't work out, we realized we're not as compatible as we thought. That would have been enough. They could do that. So just do that. Easy. And then it would make sense for Vegeta to come in, no awkwardness, everything's fine.
Well, I don't think Vegeta cares about awkwardness. Just quickly going back to the Mecha Frieza thing. When Goku appears, I do not think Goku should be absolutely mocking Trunks with the sword finger.
That's true, actually, yeah.
I hate that, because that, to me, it removes everything. I don't know what's happening anymore. Like now Goku is so off the scale with how strong he is. It's like, okay, so Trunks is a Super Saiyan and he's like really, really strong. So how strong is Goku? It's like these power levels are just so out of whack now. I just don't know how strong people are anymore. It's just so out of whack. He should not be that strong after disappearing that quickly. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I guess it's been like how long? Maybe a year or something?
Yeah, like they should spar or something. Like he should put the sword down and they should just spar.
Because
he should not be rinsing them to that level. That's insane. Like he doesn't even he blocks it with his finger and he doesn't flinch. Like Trunks is nothing to him, and that is just crazy.
Yeah,
like that just doesn't make sense to me at all. Like that, like I don't think that should be a thing.
Yeah, because I guess in Dragon Ball timeline, well, in episode wise at least anyway, the Frieza saga ends and then we instantly begin with a mini time skip. I can't remember how long it is, but it's got to be less than 2 years, because all that's happened really is Vegeta and Bulma meet, get pregnant, have a baby, and the baby's a few months old at this point. So it's been at least like a year and a half probably. But Goku before that has had one fight in Super Saiyan against Frieza, and we haven't seen him practice Super Saiyan ever again. And then Trunks in his timeline has been Super Saiyan for a few years at least. Well, maybe not a few years, but at least quite a while. And, you know, he's just getting, like, dunced by Goku.
Yeah, he's absolutely getting mocked. Like, he's a joke compared to Goku.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy. Like, so I think that they should not have done that. They should have made a sparring match.
Yeah, maybe have it a bit more even, at least.
Yeah, like, Goku wins because, obviously, the point of it is that he even says afterwards that, yeah, you're everything my mother said you were. Like, he actually says that or something akin to that. So Goku wins, or like puts some pins in the ground or something like that. Fair enough, but not to that level. That's way too much.
Yeah, that makes sense. Following straight on the conversation they have after that, scrap the entire stupid heart disease mini plot. Don't like it at all. It's such a stupid way for Goku to die in Trunks' timeline, where a heart disease defeats Goku. That's it, really? So he just gives him some medicine, which just came out of nowhere, and just like, yep, you're fine if you take these. And then it's never mentioned again. We don't even see Goku take the medicine at all. It's just, that's it, done.
They were just too strong. They just weren't prepared and they were too strong. Simple as that.
Yeah, just have the android sneak attack or catch him off guard at anything to take out Goku. He doesn't need to die from a heart disease. Come on, that was just stupid.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
Like Gohan lost he was Super Saiyan and he got beaten by both the androids. Very handily.
Lost.
Yeah. Like Gohan, he could turn Super Saiyan exactly the same. Gohan was very strong. He was the equivalent of one of I'd say from our reaction video when we did it, he was at least equivalent to one of the androids by himself. But as soon as they teamed up, they absolutely annihilated him. Yeah. And that's all that's all you have to say happened. Like, they teamed up, they absolutely destroyed him. Simple as that.
Yeah.
That's not a big deal. There's no issue with that. So why not just say that happened?
Yeah. Heart disease is a stupid way for him to die. Ridiculous.
Cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. Just he lost.
Yeah.
Like it's there's nothing wrong with saying the bad guys cheated. They're bad guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're gonna have Goku die again, you know, Piccolo already killed him once. He can die to the androids as well. There's no problem with that, you know. Doesn't have to be written off.
He died so many times when you think about it. Like,
yeah. So yeah, scrap that bit. But yeah, I guess moving forward throughout the solo arc, I don't really have much I would change, to be honest. I'm kind of fine with how it is.
No, I'm happy with the androids and everything like that, the bit joyrides and everything they do. I'm happy with the side part of everything that happens in Trunks' timeline is really, really good. I really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime they go across into that timeline, I really like what happens over there.
Yeah.
All the chaos 16, 17, 18 do, the way everything they do with like first form Cell, the way they capture 17, that's great. Piccolo's fusion with Kami, great. The fight with 17, really enjoy that. Tien fighting semi-perfect Cell, great. The way he captures 18, great.
I guess that's one thing I would change. Don't make Vegeta such an idiot. Like, don't just say, oh yeah, we're going to let you absorb her. Like, you know, catch 18 off guard or do something.
But to be honest, it fits into his personality 100%, and they do try and do something about it. Like, Trunks doesn't just stand there.
Yeah.
He literally blasts him away.
Yeah.
So the fact that they actually wrote something in to the fact where Trunks was like, screw this. I will do. I have seen this happen in my time. I will do everything within my power to stop you. To the point where, screw your pride, I am going to blast you into oblivion. And he does that. I love the fact that they did that, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So Trunks gets props from me. Wow. Pink-haired Trunks gets props from me for doing
that. Don't make
it
seem like such a bad thing.
But I really like that they did that. That it's Vegeta's Vegeta, and it's just the fact that he could be so easily baited, and that Vegeta in that part of Z, it makes sense that he would do that.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was like, no, I refuse to allow this to happen, and he blasts them away. So no, to me, I'm happy with that part.
All right.
And the actual scene itself, it's quite like this scream of like 18 as she's getting absorbed and everything like that. It's like quite visceral. It's like, whoa, okay, like they've done everything quite well there. I mean, the Krillin stamping on the remote and everything like that. It's like, God damn it, Krillin. Like it's not the best writing, but
no,
it's I like it. I'm happy with it. I wouldn't change.
Yeah, see, that was the thing, because it was either change Krillin or change Vegeta, and I think Krillin, even if it was just lust, I can understand, but I'm also taking it as a way of he doesn't want to kill an innocent person. Not so innocent, like he doesn't just want to kill someone for no real reason. Vegeta, it was like, yeah, do it. Just do it. Just absorb her. See how strong you become.
No, but I was happy with everything to do with that. And then the actual Cell games themselves.
Love
I
it.
have no fault with the Cell games.
No, I'm fine.
Everything in the Cell games is just a masterpiece. I love it. There's nothing wrong with the Cell games.
Nope, I'm fine with it all as well. I didn't have anything to change there.
Nah. Like, you have the instant transmission Kamehameha, you have the Gohan reflecting the Cell Kamehameha, and then, of course, you have the transformation, and then you have the final beam battle. Like, just there. No, I'm not changing that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. I guess one point I would add in at some point during this arc, probably before all of the Cell stuff happens. Just sprinkle some hints of Gohan being a bit traumatized from Namek. Just do that. You know? Maybe have some flashbacks to him being beaten around by the Ginyu Force and from Frieza. Or, you know, every time that Gohan doesn't want to fight or is getting beat up by Cell or anything like that, just show some flashbacks or have him say some reasons as to why he doesn't want to fight. Because during the Frieza saga, yes, he was scared, but he was jumping in to fight Frieza. He was jumping in to fight everyone. During the Cell arc, he doesn't. He doesn't want to fight. He's actively trying not to fight. And I think just sprinkle in those trauma points of, yeah, I got beat up bad. I don't like fighting. Just, emphasize it a bit more than what they do instead of just ignoring it.
Maybe just some conversations in the time chamber.
Yeah, saying this affected me. Yeah, the Ginyu Force really did a number.
Because you could even have like Goku, like him saying it to Goku, and Goku just being like, "You'll be fine, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it." Just showing you that he's not really, he's listening, but he's not hearing it. Because that's basically Goku throughout the entire arc, is that all he sees is his son's potential. Like, he's like, when the time comes, you'll be great, don't worry about it. And I know you're scared, but it's fine. But it's like, it's not that he's necessarily scared, it's that he doesn't want to fight.
Yeah.
You're not listening to the kid.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so I want to see that mental struggle with Gohan a bit more. Just his reasoning why a bit more, instead of just holding back all the time. Show the trauma, show the, maybe a few flashbacks to him getting beat up by Raccoon, kicking him in the side of the head, that type of thing. I think the only like true one you see is that very messed up nightmare that you see in Z, where it's like you see him like he's in the hyperbolic time chamber and he like kills Chi-Chi, stamps on Piccolo's head and stuff like that. It's like, I don't remember that when I was a kid. Yeah.
I only remember that from watching Team 4-Star. Like, I don't remember that from when I was younger at all. I don't know if you do.
No, I don't remember from when I was younger, no.
No, I'm kind of glad I don't, because that was messed up. You like crushed Piccolo's skull.
Yeah.
Or was it Chi-Chi's skull? Something like that. It was like, whoa.
Yeah. No, I would just sprinkle in a little bits and pieces here and there throughout the Cell arc, because, moving on, after the Cell arc, I want to double down on that. I want to double down on the trauma. Because it would make more sense of Saiyaman. Because Saiyaman is a character that is very hit or miss within the Dragon Ball community. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. I love it personally. But have the trauma show of the Ginyu Force especially. They were very flamboyant. They had the costumes. They were extremely dangerous to Gohan. And show him like confronting his fears by kind of replicating them. And that would make sense as Saiyaman. All the poses, all of the talk, the costume, that type of thing. Make it as a coping mechanism or something like that. Because it was such a character shift. Like, a really drastic character shift. And that is the reason why a lot of people don't like it. Because Gohan went from this badass teenager who defeated Cell one-armed, super strong, super powerful, and then he turned into this flamboyant superhero character. And it's like, where did this come from? Where did this change come from? Yes, it would have been acceptable for him just to go back to studying and being a bit of a recluse, but he doesn't. He kind of does the opposite, where he does want to study, but also he still wants to dress up and act like a superhero and that type of thing. Just, have the trauma side show and just be a coping mechanism. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Saiyaman, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm not. I think he looks awesome in the martial arts tournament when he's not wearing the stupid bandana and the glasses. And he's like powering up Super Saiyan, and he's just got everything else on. I think that looks really cool. But when he's got the glasses on and he's doing the stupid voice, it's just like, just want to shake him and just be like, no, Gohan, go back to being cool, Gohan.
Exactly.
Gohan.
Yeah, I think they could make this into some sort of maybe a half dark story for Gohan, where it's like you see him struggling with himself, keep on having these flashbacks to him being beat up by a Ginyu Force, and then it's like when he's putting on the costume, he's like, what if I do this? What if I find people, that type of thing, and he's battling with himself. And that's why he turns in like the ultimate superhero, where he's doing it for good. But, you know, you see him battling like some minor street thugs or whatever, like he does robbing banks, that type of thing. And he's thinking back the times he was kicked in the head, that type of thing. He's thinking, should I do that? Should I try that? And it's like a mental struggle where he's trying to get over it when he's dressed similarly, doing the same poses, that type of thing. But he's doing the right thing this time by like arresting them instead, or that type of thing.
You make it sound like you're then going to go home and down a bottle of whiskey and cry.
Well, yeah. Why not? Why not? Is he of legal age yet? I don't think so. He's still in school. But yeah, I don't know. Play up on that a bit more. Make Saiyan Man make more sense.
But speaking of Saiyan Man, because that steps into the Boo saga.
It really does.
Changes need to be made.
Yes, so I guess after Saiyan Man comes Boo. And Bibbidi and Babbidi and, you know, Dabura and the rest of them. So,
some problems.
Yeah, after Saiyan Man up until Boo is summoned, or born, I guess I have no trouble there. You can keep the story the same.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, there has to be a way he was born somehow. I suppose Popovich and whatnot. I mean, I don't think the Kais should be there. No reason that the Kai should be like, power up and show me all of your power. So basically, they're encouraging Gohan to give all of their power to let Boo
come back. Yeah, that doesn't make too much sense to me.
It makes zero sense. Like, it's very obvious who the bad guys are because they have giant M's on their forehead.
Yeah.
Like, that is very obvious. And they're also absolutely murdering Gohan's girlfriend. Like, and literally murdering her. Like, it's very obvious who the bad people are.
Yeah, you don't need to hint that the Kais are actually the bad people. That's what they did. They were trying to be like, oh, are the Kais actually evil? Who's the bad guys here?
Yeah.
No, you don't need the Kais in here yet.
Yeah, like, they shouldn't be, like, Spopovich and that. Like, just follow them. They clearly look sinister. Just, like, the fact that they're obviously talking to Gohan and everything like that. So they obviously know that Gohan and everything are already very powerful. So the Kais are going to be there. They should just go up to Gohan and everybody and just be like, hey, friends, we're on your team. I'm guessing you're quite powerful. So we're going to talk and tell you what's going on. Because there's a problem. Like, why didn't they just do that?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's so dumb. So they should have just done that.
Yeah.
So that is what they should have done. So I changed that.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that. But then Boo is born, and he has a bit of a battle with himself, splitting up into Fat Boo and Evil Boo. And this is something I would change right here, is either just get rid of Evil Boo altogether, or make him do something.
See, now, because this is a big thing for me, is there needs to be either less Boo forms, fewer.
I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, either just get rid of Evil Boo, or since he is the most unique of the 5 Boo designs, we have Fat Boo, Evil Boo, Super Boo, Gohan Absorb Boo, Kid Boo. 5.
Yeah.
So
Evil Boo, because obviously there are so many.
Yeah.
To clarify, Evil Boo is the Boo that's there for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Doesn't speak and is grey and tall, and you can see his rib cage and skinny.
Yeah. So I think either do something with him or just get rid of him altogether. He's not needed. You know, you can split out the Fat Boo from Evil Boo and just have Evil Boo be even like some sort of spirit or a ghost that just like fades into the air, that type of thing, you know? I think that would work. Instead of being an actual thing that's there. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I would get rid of that. And then continuing on a little bit more. Instead of killing off Dabura, make him a sub-villain. Keep him around longer. We've talked about this before on the podcast.
Treat.
Yeah.
Later.
because he has such a unique design, such cool attacks, especially the stone spit, that type of thing. He was wasted by dying too quickly. So just keep him around. Be a mini sub-boss. He kind of is, but make him an even better one.
He tries to get the upper hand on everybody later and just ends up being like a distraction.
Yeah.
So he ends up dying later, but by trying to like capitalize on something, but he ends up just getting like he could link into like Vegeta's distraction at the very end, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, or even the spirit bomb, or something like that. Easy as that.
Yeah, but you know, he should be like the Nappa to Raditz, the Nappa to Vegeta, whereas he's like the Raditz to Vegeta in this case. It's you know,
he was just literally a way for Boo to flex how powerful he is.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Not so good. But yeah, moving forward in the story, I'm more than happy with all the Fat Boo stuff for the most part. You know, him becoming somewhat of a good guy. All the stuff with Hercule, I'm all fine with that. I am very fine with Super Boo and all of Absorbed Gohan, that type of thing.
No.
And with all that. No?
No, there needs to be less absorptions, there need to be less forms and everything like that. Like, basically, Gotenks getting absorbed, Gohan getting absorbed, all of that. Like, that's all that happens. Just Piccolo getting absorbed. Like, it's lazy writing. He just absorbs people. Like, it's boring.
See, I was fine with that. My major point was no Kid Buu. You know, I hate the fact that he went from this giant, like double the size of Gohan, because when they're standing like face to face, Gohan's basically at his belly button. So, you know, giant Super Buu into
screaming mess.
A tiny kid who just screams a lot. No, what happened there? No, I'm fine with the absorptions. Keep absorbing people. Keep getting stronger. I'm fine with that. You know, it's a bit samey to sell, but you know, at least it kind of works. Yeah. So, you know, keep doing that. Keep getting stronger. Don't regress. No, I don't like that.
It even ruined what was arguably and potentially the most interesting part of the entire arc. It ruined Vegito.
Yeah.
The absorption. He was absolutely like Vegeta was just having so much fun. He was just ripping them apart and everything, and he was just. We reacted to Vegito, and it was just great, and then it was just, oh, he's been absorbed. It's like what? Another one. So we've had Gotenks, we've had Piccolo, we've had Gohan, we've had Vegito, and it's like, so is this? Oh, sorry, I punched it back. So is that it? Is this all that happens now? Is it just? He's losing, so he just absorbs somebody.
Well, that's the bit I would change, because I'm fine with the absorptions. But Vegito, this is the bit I would change, because I'm fine with him absorbing people, because unlike Cell, you know, Cell needed specifically 17 and 18 to transform into Perfect Cell. That's fine.
Yes, there was a reason for it.
Yeah. Boo was basically kind of, not really, but he was kind of just killing everyone by absorbing them. They're not dead, but they're gone. They're inside them. They're not around anymore. Which I was fine with. It was interesting, you know. He could absorb anyone and kind of take their powers and clothing apparently as well, which is fine. You know, I'm fine for him to absorb Piccolo, Gohan, Gotenks, that type of thing. You know, just that's fine. But Vegito, I didn't like how. You know, for one, they turn him into a chocolate, and then as Chocolate Vegito, he's just zipping around. Like, hold on. These chocolates can all of a sudden move still and fly? Like, I get it. And talk, but like, what? Boo, with literally everyone else who he turned into chocolate, they turned into chocolate, they fell to the floor, and then that was it. He ate them. That was it. With Vegito, it's like, wait, Vegito's powerful enough to control himself as a chocolate. How does that work? No, don't turn Vegito into a chocolate. Don't have the entire thing of Vegito going inside of Boo to rescue the others. No, I didn't like that story. That's fine as it is. Have an actual fight between Vegito and Boo without him being absorbed or anything like that. And then have something else happen to like get to the next level instead of him just like taking out the absorbed people. Have something else happen instead.
Just kill him and go to Namek to get the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
Literally, is it really worth risking the entire planet, which is what they did, just to get them back?
Like, this is true.
Just, it's so dumb.
Yeah, like you didn't need to extend the arc by having in Kid Buu. You know, they could have just had Super Buu with everyone absorbed versus Vegito as like the final chapter of that arc, you know? Have a massive fight, everything like that. You know, maybe Super Buu does some of the same things that Kid Buu does, where he tries to destroy the Earth, all that type of stuff. He gets more and more enraged. Like, let's say he absorbs a few more people, you know, a few more big characters, like maybe Tien, Krillin, that type of thing. In every person that he absorbs, he gets a bit more crazier and crazier, that type of thing, because he has all these people inside him. And then, that's why he tries to blow up the planet, and then Vegito comes in, and there's a big epic fight to end it. I'll be happy with that being the end of the Buu arc. Instead of Kid Buu and screaming. Lots and lots of screaming.
I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
Literally like a baby.
Yeah. No, get rid of Kid Buu.
Absorption and screaming, and it's just, I hate Buu so much.
Yes. So, do you have any other points of the Buu fight that you would change?
No, I think make Final Tournament mean something would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice as well. I kind of wrote that down, but I don't know what they would change really.
No, because you can't kill Buu. Like,
yeah.
And maybe like Super Saiyan 3 like would be nice. Like actually, like literally the only time it means anything of substance is when he uses it like for the spirit bomb at the end. Really. Right? Really.
Yeah.
Uses it, that's about it. But it's more putting it with substance, but they kind of do point out that it's such a power drain, but it's like this is the only time they flex it, and then you've got Super.
Yeah.
Where it's Red God.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They should have flexed it more throughout the arc. But
yeah, maybe give it to Vegito. Super Saiyan 3 Vegito.
Yeah, maybe that could have been part of it. Vegito was so powerful that he could have flexed it easier. He was like, look how powerful I am. I can sit in this all the time. I do this for fun.
Yeah. So I guess after the Buu fight is finished and everything goes back to hunky dory, there is that final episode of Z, which I hate. I hate the final episode of Z. I don't like how they wrapped up the most influential anime of all time. They did a time skip. They brought in Oob. They brought Goten and Trunks to be older. They did a World Martial Arts tournament, and then Goku flies off into the distance with Oob to train him. I hate this. I hate all of this.
I love how he just abandons his family to this random child. He's like, see ya.
Yeah, they needed a way to end anime after the Buu arc, and they thought, let's do a time skip, let's wrap it up with a World Martial Arts tournament, bring in a new character right at the end who is the reincarnation of Majin Buu, but as a kid, which doesn't really make any sense, but okay, that's the thing. And then, let's have Goku decide I want to train him at the end as well. Like, what? Hold on, what? Who is Oob? What is this? How is he a human now? What's going on?
I don't understand how a spirit bomb reincarnates him, though. Like,
it doesn't make sense. They don't explain it fully because this is all wrapped up within one episode. He's just the reincarnation of Majin Buu, but as a good kid.
He actually says it against Kid Buu as he's using the spirit bomb. How does he know this is going to happen?
Yeah.
He's actually saying, I will see you soon, Majin Buu. Yeah. And he's like, how do you know these things?
Yeah.
And then he's at the martial arts tournament and he knows he's going to fight Oob and he knows who Oob is. And he's just like, how do you know all this?
Yeah, it's so stupid. And I think even the Dragon Ball writers also realized this was a mistake because
they ignored it.
They haven't mentioned it in the manga again. They still haven't brought Oob back. They haven't brought him around in Super because it was such a big time jump as well, which they obviously regret. And it's like, this was a bad ending. Let's not carry on the story from that. Let's just rewind a bit because that kind of doesn't make sense. So let's not talk about that. So no, I'm scrapping that final episode. Let's not do that. We can still wrap it up with a martial arts tournament. I'm fine with that. No time skip though. Let's just be like, oh yeah, it's been maybe a year or something since we saved the world from Boo. We're having a world martial arts tournament. Everything's getting back on track. Everyone's around. Just end it with a good old-fashioned fight in the final between Goku and Vegeta. Why not?
Yeah, Goku and Vegeta, fun.
Yeah.
It's the same way they ended the most recent Super show. Like they did the pose against each other that they had against each other in when they first fought each other in the Saiyan saga. Like everyone really liked that. Clap. Everyone was super happy. Grand.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even have a winner to the fight. You know, have the episode.
They paused before they even started fighting. Like,
yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, like I would do something similar. Just have them maybe charge at each other from opposite sides of the world tournament ring, and then that's how the episode ends. You know, you get a bit of a voiceover saying, "And they all lived happily ever after." That type of thing.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z, and then like obviously everyone knows there's not going to be a next time. It's just kind of like the atypical.
Yeah.
Like next time.
And then that's it. Just wrap it up like that. You know, we don't need a winner. It would have made sense. And then, there would have been no awkward time skip. There would have been no Oob that's never mentioned ever again in any form of Dragon Ball Z. Well, any form of Dragon Ball content going forward. So just don't bring Oob as a character.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but that's not canon and GT. Yeah. So, just scrap Oob as a character. I don't think anyone would miss him at all. So, And, that's it. The only other thing I would also add at any point after the Cell Saga is just explain Android 17. Explain where he is. Explain that he's still alive somewhere. Even if they don't want to have him back around to help out, they could bring him...
the only thing you see him is he's holding up to random guy with a shotgun.
Yeah.
He made during the Spirit Bomb, during Boo's Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, and it's like... Yeah, we know he's alive, and you bring him back in Super, and he's been training somehow to be as strong as Super Saiyan God Goku. And it's like, well, no, explain where he is. Even if it's just Krillin and 18 meeting up with him in a filler episode to say, hey, we had a baby, come look, you're an uncle now, that type of thing. And that's it. There's a nice little filler episode to show where he is and how he's doing, and that's it. Or bring him back during the Boo arc to help out. Why not? He's alive. He's strong. He's a person. Bring him in to help out. Yeah, why not? But just do that.
I'm done with that.
Yeah. But this has been an extremely, extremely, extremely long segment of the podcast. Basically a podcast on its own. Do you have any final things you want to add? Any extra details you want to throw in that you would change?
No. I think rewriting Z is pretty much enough as it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, this has been a long one. But we're moving on now to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And now it is time for the Hall of Fame.
And now, once again, it is time for the Hall of Fame.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Myself and Heeroh battling out to see who is most worthy for this week's Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
So last week we had which villain deserved better, and I chose Frieza, and Heeroh, you chose Raditz.
Mm-hmm.
I have the results.
I do have the results, and the winner with 88% of the vote, pretty big margin, is Raditz. So Raditz...
Rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so. He's only around 6 episodes. 6 episodes! And he's entering the Hall of Fame. Well done. Congratulations to me. That's a 3 streak now, I think. 3? Yeah. So, yes, what is the topic for this week?
Yes, this one is going to be a controversial one, I think.
Definitely.
Overrated moment in Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So we're gonna ruffle some feathers here.
Yeah, definitely. But that's the point.
Yeah.
I think my first pick is definitely going to upset some people.
Okay, well, let's hope it's not my pick.
Yeah.
Because I get to go first since I won.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah, I'll be the first one to cause some controversy, but everyone has those moments throughout Dragon Ball where, a lot of people love them and you just think, really? You love this? And it's okay, I guess, but it is what it is. But my pick for most overrated moment is Goku turning Super Saiyan 3. Oh, dun dun dun. Yeah, it's a throwaway form, and it's a bit of a joke, to be honest. Super Saiyan 1, the most iconic moment in anime history. Super Saiyan 2, the massive payoff of the Cell arc with Gohan. Super Saiyan 3, hey boo, look what I can do. Long hair. It's like, what? Alright, there's no build to it, there's no hype, there's no eyebrows, there's nothing good about the form at all, if I'm honest. It's just long hair and that's it. I say, oh, come on. Alright, I get it. The first major arc of Dragon Ball had a Super Saiyan form. The second major arc had a new Super Saiyan form. The third major arc, we've got to have another new form, I guess. So let's just throw in long hair now and make it look a bit different. Which, to be fair, looks very different compared to the change from 1 and 2. They go extremely long hair and lose the eyebrows for whatever reason. But it's like, why? They're stronger, they're faster, they can't hold the form for long. And it's rubbish. It doesn't do anything. It's so bad. He doesn't even beat Boo with it the first time he shows it off. Gotenks doesn't do anything with it. And then, like you mentioned in the Hall of Fame segment, he uses it for the Spirit Bomb at the end of the Boo saga. But it's like, alright, that's kind of it.
It's like a huge power burst.
Yeah.
So basically, you're using it in fits and bursts. It was like in Super, he used it to protect himself in a fit burst against Caligula and Kale. You literally use it, and I think it was more. Whilst he did use it for practical purposes, they used all the cell shit, like the shade and everything like that, for that one, like those couple of frames. So they clearly did it as fan service and more than anything else, because they just made it look very, very good for a couple of frames. So it was like you clearly only did that to make it look good.
They do more with it in the film, the Tapion film, where he uses it to take on Hirudegarn and stuff. That has a better show on with Super Saiyan 3 than the actual anime does.
Yeah, because they drop the Dragon Fist and everything.
Yeah, so but in the anime, the canon anime, it does nothing. And I was like, alright, okay. It is what it is, but I think it is very overrated. A lot of people love the form, and for it being such a major form, the final new form of Dragon Ball Z, it's a huge letdown, and I think it is massively overrated. It's not good at all. I could have been more than happy without it. Still, even now, we don't need it. Yeah, I'm saying that is the most overrated thing in Dragon Ball. But what is your pick?
I've gone truly controversial.
Okay.
So when I said controversial, I meant I went controversial.
All right. I do have a backup, which I thought was too controversial a pick, so I'm interested here.
So I think mine's not getting picked here purely because of how bad it's going to be. Right. Mine is Vegeta's final atonement.
Yes, that was mine. That was my too controversial to use pick.
Right. Someone needs to justify. I'm going to be honest. I love this moment. But somebody needs to justify to me why this moment is in any way, shape, or form practical. What is actually good about, what is useful or practical about this moment other than it looks cool?
Yeah.
It does not for the story, and in terms of advancement in any way, nothing happens.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I've been a bad guy, and I feel bad about it. So Trunks, come here. I want a hug. Knock me out, right? So I've just hit my child, and I've knocked my child out. Piccolo, here's a child. Take it away, please. Boo, I don't like you, so I'm going to explode now. So he explodes, and then like Boo's there, and then he's not there, but then Boo's back. So nothing happened. And yeah, then the story goes on. That's it. That's literally it. Nothing happens. So and that's one of the highest rated episodes of Dragon Ball.
It is the highest rated, yeah.
Yeah. So someone explain to me how that is not overrated.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Literally nothing happened other than a really cool speech, technically child abuse, and a not dead villain.
Yeah. No, I get it. And the only reason I didn't pick it is because everyone does love it.
Yeah, I do. I can't help it.
Yeah. So it's like
people that overrate it. I know in my heart of hearts that there is nothing practical, that it is overrated, and I know it is. Because it's one of those moments of Vegeta where it's Vegeta doing his flex speech and everything like that, where he's just like, where he's talking down to Kakarot or something like that, and he's saying these really cool things, and then I just know in 5 minutes' time he's going to be lying face down after having a battling. It's just a typical Vegeta moment where it's one of his better ones.
No, I completely agree. Like, that was going to be my pick, and I had the exact same reason as you. I love it, but also I know that nothing happens because of it. And it's like, yeah, it probably is overrated because nothing happens. But also, just the fact that everyone seems to love it anyway. It is the highest rated Dragon Ball episode. I was like, if I pick this, am I just, going in for a loss here?
Yeah.
But I think you're risking it. You're risking it.
No, I am. I love it. If anybody sees this and can tell me that a genuine reason why I'm wrong, other than it's really, really cool, I will attempt to eat this hat.
I think there is a lot of people who probably feel the same way as us.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong, but I love it.
Yeah,
like but it's as simple as that. Like, it's a really cool speech, but all he is attempting to do is kill Boo, and he's convinced he can do it with that explosion, and he fails.
Yeah,
it's just another Vegeta L.
It's true. Yeah,
he's the prince of all L's, and we know it, and we love him for it.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said. But of course, I'm hoping it doesn't win because I want to continue this new streak I'm on at the minute. But it'll be interesting because I think a lot of people probably do feel the same way.
But they won't admit it.
Don't want to admit it. Yeah.
They won't admit it.
Yeah. So I didn't pick it on purpose because I feel like people probably won't admit it. But I agree with you completely.
I'd love to see. I bet you the poll that you put up. So there's lots of comments about the Raditz and everything like that out there. But I bet you there are 0 comments in the next poll that you put up.
Maybe. We'll see.
Can defend it.
Yeah. But I guess, anyway, those are the 2 picks for the Hall of Fame. This week we have we have Super Saiyan 3 being overrated. Or we have the Final Atonement being overrated. Ooh, controversial picks either way there. But that is the Hall of Fame for this week. If you want to vote, we have our social medias down below. You can see the links right below my face, right here, down in the video. Go click on them, go check the polls, go vote, and next episode we will find out who enters the Hall of Fame. But for now, let's move on to the hot take.
Cool.
Hot take.
So this is our take, the final segment of the podcast where I deep dive online to find out some troll posts regarding Dragon Ball and we dissect them and find out whether we agree, disagree, or never want to talk about them ever again. And that is why it's called the hot take. So this week I searched the forum posts and found this little interesting thing that someone written down online somewhere. And they have said, Tingles didn't ruin Super Saiyan any more than toddler Trunks and Goten getting it did. That is the hot take. So yeah, I guess in Dragon Ball Super, everyone, a lot of people kind of hated the fact that Kale and Caulifla, whatever, they, and Kaba, I guess, unlock Super Saiyan by feeling the little tingles in the back, and I was like, oh, that's a stupid way to unlock Super Saiyan. And then poof, they got Super Saiyan because of that. But I guess this person's arguing that it didn't ruin Super Saiyan any more than the fact that, Trunks and Goten got it as toddlers, and especially in Goten's case, I guess, we don't even see it. But do we see it with Trunks? I don't think we see it with Trunks either.
No.
Either way, they're just kids, and it's like, yeah, we can go Super Saiyan, and then that's it. Yeah, what? Okay. So I guess this person's arguing that the tingles didn't ruin it any more than those two getting it did.
But yeah, it did. It did, purely for the fact that you called it tingles.
Yeah.
Not Christmas. Super Saiyan is not Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one for me because I kind of see this guy's point. I get it, I get it. Tingles was bad, but we don't see the kids get it.
Literally, tingles in the back. That just sounds like you're straining really hard. Has none of them been on the toilet?
Yeah.
After a really fiber-heavy diet, and and they've just turned Super Saiyan. That's literally the exact same principle of what they're making it sound like. That's literally what they've made it sound like in their universe.
Yeah, I guess. But then I'm trying to think more in my head of how did Goten get it? If we ignore Tingles for a minute and go back to just the way that people got it in Dragon Ball Z, the extreme rage, the extreme loss of life, that type of thing. Then all of a sudden Goten's just like, yeah, I can do it too. But how though? How can you do it?
So I suppose if you're very, very generous. Now I'm not really defending it because I don't really think it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's good. However, as a throwaway comment, potentially, you could look at it as the Earthling hybrids.
Yeah, but so was Gohan.
Yeah, and Gohan got Super Saiyan a lot easier than Vegeta or Goku.
This is true, but when we're living in a world where Gohan is the highest potential out of everyone, it's surely in this case, Trunks and Goten should have even higher potential. Yeah, and they should be the strongest people.
Yeah, well, Trunks got it. Future Trunks got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is,
that was from extreme loss, a loss of life from Gohan.
Because normal Saiyans lost Super Saiyan for generations, and they struggled to get it back, and it took forever to get it back. Okay, that's pure-blooded Saiyans. They lost it. Yep. Hybrid Saiyans, by the look of it, got it back a lot easier.
Somehow, which makes less sense if you think about it, really. They are less of a Saiyan, so they can tap into it easier. What?
it could have something to do with the fact that their human side makes their could make them more emotional. Could it make it easier to tap into their emotions easier? Because it is controlled by your emotions. Yeah. Potentially. Because basically Saiyans are naught but rage and death. The only person who's not is Goku, because he battered his head when he was a baby.
Yeah. Is there no Saiyans with learning difficulties? Should I joke about that? No. But yeah, like surely some Saiyan at some point would have hit his head in battle, since they're a warrior race anyway, and then survived, and then became kind-hearted or anything like that, and then still continue battling, seeing their comrades die around them and transform. Like I don't quite understand that.
Yeah, Bardock, technically.
I mean, it's technically not canon, so it doesn't even really count.
But I mean, suppose, I know it's not canon, but it's the only other media that we've seen where anything like that's happened, where he got so angry that he decided to nut the floor a couple of times. And I can't believe that's how they decided
to trigger it.
Yeah, he decided to headbutt the floor a few times and turn into Super Saiyan.
Like, that's the thing, though. Bardock wasn't a high-class warrior. He was mid.
Neither was Goku, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, surely some of these high-class Saiyan warriors were in battle. They would have hit their head, seen all of their teammates die around them, and, since they're battle-hardened anyway, would have got enraged. And it's like, that hasn't happened in generations. None of them have hit their head a few times while being angry. Come on.
But then again, you've probably got, if you're battle hardened, you're probably more controlled. Like, look at Vegeta; he's battle hardened and he's more in control of himself.
I guess
like, it tends to find when you're more battle hardened as a Saiyan, you tend to care less about the loss of life.
Yeah.
So you basically commander, you'll just send people to their deaths. So you probably care less.
Yeah.
You develop less of a bond. So,
but we know that Saiyans are capable of having bonds with each other, though, because they have an army, they have a king, they have families to have kids and stuff. So even though they're battle hardened and mainly angry, they have some sort of respect, at least, towards each other. And I feel like if you're around, especially if you're in an army and fighting a lot, if you're in a war, you have friends. Because Bardock has his crew. Bardock has his crew. I'm sure there's plenty of Saiyans who are running around in their mini crews on these expeditions or whatever, and they've never seen anyone die, never hit their head.
Camaraderie is different to literally extreme loss of life, like PTSD and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe, but I mean, again, it's. It depends how much media we would have seen. I mean, maybe they were just outmatched. Maybe they even did turn, but they still were just outmatched and they died immediately.
Yeah.
But I think it's. I personally think it's more the fact that it's Saiyans are just locked. Their emotions are more locked up, and the human side makes them more in tune with their emotions. And I think just tingles or tinglies or whatever is just a cheap plot device. And it's like, you can't just talk somebody, you can't explain Super Saiyan to a person. That's literally disgusting to me.
Yeah, because that's what they do with tingles.
Yeah. Imagine if Vegeta just went, he just went, Kakarot, Super Saiyan legend is very important and it's part of our legacy and our heritage. And Goku just went, and it was like, oh, great, now we can kill Frieza. Like, imagine that. Like, bit of a difference to, like, watching Krillin die and everything like that.
Well, this is what I mean about how I can understand the guy, because, Trunks and Goten. Like, what did they do? They're just born and it's like, oop, I can go Super Saiyan. Yeah, I'm strong as well. I think they were like 2 or 3 years old.
I think it's more the method that they've explained it. It's just, it doesn't matter what else. Like, I'd rather not know. I would have rather they had just turned up next time and had Super Saiyan than that explanation.
Yeah, I understand where you come from, I guess.
Like Vegeta taught Cabba Super Saiyan, yeah? We know how he taught him it. We saw that. That was all great. Okay? I would have honestly rather Cabba just turned up next time with Caulifla and Kale, and he just went, I pass this on to my people.
Mm.
What would have been wrong with that?
Yeah, I would have been fine with that. But it does irk me though, because I'm thinking, how did Goten and Trunks even learn? Especially Goten, because Goku wasn't around to teach him. Gohan, we assume, well, he didn't teach him because he found out on screen during the anime when the viewer did as well, because he was surprised by it. So Chi-Chi was the only one, and there is no way that Chi-Chi could arguably teach him how to become Super Saiyan. Let's face it.
Well, no, so, she was surprised when she saw it.
Yeah,
so she was fighting with him, and he turned, and she broke down crying.
Yeah, so it's like, how did Goten figure out how to do it on his own? What did he do? As a 2/3, maybe 4-year-old, I don't quite understand that, really.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not earned or anything like that.
No,
I'm not defending in any way Trunks or Goten having Super Saiyan. I think it's bad writing that they got it. It would have made more sense for them to maybe even get it during the Videl, even during the Videl training arc. When Goten was starting to learn Ki, like Goten was there, that would have been a good time to learn.
Yeah, I would be fine with that.
Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense, and it would have made him more, like, rather than him just bouncing, learning to fly, and then it'd make him redundant. I know it was more to build on their relationship, but that would have been the time for it to happen, really. But the tingly, why?
Yeah,
it should have just turned up. I would have been fine with it because there was precedent. Like, Kaba understood how to train them. He'd been shown by Vegeta where it comes from. It came, and so passing it on made sense.
Yeah. No,
explaining, like, Goku could have literally just went to Vegeta, and so he could have literally just went into the hyperbolic. Goku could have went into the hyperbolic time chamber with Gohan and went, right, I need you to turn Super Saiyan because Cell's coming. I need you back to tingle for me, son. Okay?
It's like, what? What does that even mean?
I need you back to tingle. Okay? If I tickle you back, that might help, or something like that. Like, just tickle you, like, just need you back to tingle, right? Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, they should have just turned up to the Tournament of Power, or something like that, having learned it. Something like that.
Yeah, no, I can agree with all your points, but I also understand this guy as well.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm saying this is just a fine take, I have no qualms either way. I don't think it's a good take. I don't think it's a bad take. I think I accept it as a take.
I agree with it 33%.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I understand your frustration with the tingle stuff, and I also don't like that. But also, I am kind of annoyed at the fact that they never really explain how Goten and Trunks just get it so easily, being so young. After it is this legendary thing that up until this point, only Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan have learned through extreme pain or loss. And then all of a sudden it's made like, oh yeah, anyone can do it. I did it as a 2-year-old. Like, what? All right. So yeah, I see this person's take, and I have nothing to add. It is a take.
Yeah, I think I disagree with it more than I agree with it, because I think Tingles is worse. However, I don't think Gohan and Trunks is earned in any way. But I definitely do think Tingles is worse.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Bit of a longer podcast, this one, but yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it anyway. And if you did, then please like it up, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Go check out our social media links to vote in the Hall of Fame. And other than that, we will see you all next time.
Yeah.